We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the Bears. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Gerrard, on the panel is the one and only Bridge Man. How we doing, Bridge?
Aye, fantastic, Oxford. I'm pleased to hear you as well. Nice to hear your dulcet tones. Can I just say a big good evening to the boys in the lobby, and a huge good evening to all the Rangers fans listening all over the world. Good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio.
A sad day for the Rangers family, Bridge.
Oh,
one of the truly greats, Rangers Football Club, unfortunately passed away today.
Yeah, he's probably one of the most complete fullbacks I had ever seen. I think when we had our greatest ever Rangers team, I was sort of wanting to speak about to Eric Caldow. He's the first Rangers left back I remember seeing, and he was part of the wonderful team, or a couple of teams that we had for the late 50s through the 60s, going back to George Niven's days. Niven, Shearer, Caldow. That time it was Davis, McKinnon, Baxter, Scott, McMillan, Miller, Brandon Wilson. Sorry, I don't want to bore people, but he gave a lot of great memories. Wonderful player for Scotland too. And I remember he got done by Bobby Smith. Centre forward. Yeah. And he never played for Scotland again after that. But he came back to the Rangers and played. I think he broke his leg in 3 places.
Not much, but obviously there was a statement for the club that we're going to read out, but I think it just touches a great career and a great man and a great Ranger, mate. So we've got a statement for the club. So, Bridge, you want to start?
I'll start it off, pal. The Rangers Football Club is today saddened to learn of the death of former captain Eric Caldow at the age of 84.
The condolences of everyone at the Rangers Football Club today go to the family of Mr. Caldow, one of the genuine legends who will never be forgotten by the club.
Rangers chairman Dave King said, I was profoundly saddened to hear of Eric's passing, and I would like to convey my deepest sympathies to his family. Every one of us at the club shared their sense of loss.
Eric truly was a player who could easily be described as heroic and came to epitomise the standards and characteristics and values associated with the club. He was, of course, also a player of international renown with Scotland.
This is a sad day for the club and the country.
Rangers Managing Director Stuart Robertson added, I wish to echo the chairman's words and hope that Mr. Caldow's family know that all of us at the club are thinking of them at this time. Eric will be ever remembered as one of the greats, not just for Rangers but also Scotland. And we will never forget Eric Caldow.
Rangers Honorary Life President and former teammate John Gregg paid tribute to his former teammate, saying, it's a sad day. Eric was a great player and captain for the club. But above all else, he was an absolute gentleman. You can't play over 400 times for Rangers and not be something special. He definitely helped me a lot when I was a young boy at the club.
It was a great team I went into with great players. I was an inside forward, but eventually I went to right half, and then it was Richie Shearer, Caldow, Greg McKinnon, Baxter, Henderson, McMillan, Miller, Brandon Wilson. That team won the treble in 1963, and many people think to this day that it was one of the best teams Rangers ever had. But apart from that, Eric was a senior player and helped boys like me, Willie Henderson, and Ronnie McKinley immensely with his experience.
He was quite a quiet and a sort of unassuming type of guy, Eric, but led by example. Rather than being vociferous, it was interesting because while he had Bobby Shearer at right back position, who was very physical, Eric was completely relied on football ability and brain to win the ball. Very seldom did you see Eric making a tackle. He could just read the game, what the winger was going to do, and took the ball off him.
He was a right-footed player playing at left back, but it never stopped him. He wasn't an overlapping attacking fullback, but he did his job. And there were a few times when wingers would get the better of Eric. because he was very quick and he was just so consistent with his performances. He played the same way week in, week out at a very high level, which is very difficult to do as a Rangers player.
He also did very well to recover from the broken leg that he got against England at Wembley in 1963. I think Eric would have been 29 then, and did well to come back from that because of those days they couldn't treat an injury like the way they can nowadays. But he just got on with it, and he was a smashing guy who always had time for the younger players.
He was a class act, and the biggest compliment you can give Eric is that a lot of people outside the club, when they saw him, would say, that Eric Caldow of Rangers, he stood out. And even in his latter years, he was such a likeable chap. I never heard anybody have a bad word to say about him.
Eric made 407 appearances for the light blue of Rangers and was also capped 40 times by Scotland, captaining his country in 14 of those appearances. He later played for Stirling Albion and Corby Town.
A superb fullback who was equally home at either side of the pitch, Eric made his debut in 1953 at the age of 19 and found himself in the company of players like Willie Woodburn, Sammy Cox and Willie Waddle. Eric ended his Ibrox days in 1966 alongside the likes of other legends like Greg, Billy Henderson and Ronnie McKinnon.
It's fair to say, therefore, Eric had the distinction of playing in not just one but two of the truly great Rangers sides.
Born in Cumnock on May 14, 1934, his association with Rangers began when he was just 14 years old. He was sent back to Ayrshire to Moorcock Juniors to develop his skills and returned to Ibrox aged 18.
He was given his chance of first-team action under Bill Struth in a 4-2 League Cup win over Ayr in September 53. He also played in 8 league games that term, standing in for the great George Young.
By season 55-56, he became a regular at right back, helping Rangers win the championship.
However, the following season, when the title was retained, Eric began to play more at left back, forming a great partnership with Bobby Shearer.
European football was still in its infancy when Eric led Rangers in their first final, the Cup Winners' Cup final in 1971, having the host of Ferencváros, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Wolverhampton Wanderers, then one of the strongest teams in England along the way.
The skipper, however, was unable to lift the trophy, losing out 4-1 in aggregate to the Italian side Fiorentina.
Eric won his second winners' medal in the Scottish Cup and the League Cup in 1961-62. Hearts were beaten 3-1 in a replay in the League Cup final and St Mirren 2-0 in the Scottish Cup. His fifth and final championship medal came in 62-63.
Of his 40 caps for Scotland, 29 were at left back and 11 at right back, and his term as captain spanned 3 years. His first cap was won in a 4-2 victory over Spain in May 1957, and he played in all 3 Scotland games in the World Cup in Sweden the following year.
He also scored 4 goals for the national side, the final of those being a clincher for Scotland against England at Hampden in 1962.
However, his international career was ended in horrific circumstances at Wembley a year later, in breaking his leg in 3 places after only 6 minutes of the match.
It took Eric a long time to recover, and the following season he played only 3 league games. His place at left back was taken by Davy Provan, but by 64-65 Eric had fought it back and re-established himself. Provan switched to right back and Eric played 26 league games on the left.
He won his 3rd League Cup winners' medal as Rangers beat Celtic 2-1 in the final, and with that match, and very much being his swan song, aged 32, he played only 3 games in his final season of 65-66.
He moved to Stirling Albion and then Corby Town, performing the role of player-manager there before becoming manager of Moorcock Juniors in Stranraer.
In all, his honours list reads 5 league
On you go, mate.
5 league championships, 2 Scottish Cups and 3 League Cups, while he is also a member of the Rangers Hall of Fame.
The late, great Eric Caldow Bridge. What a player, what a man, and what a Ranger.
Absolutely, and you know, it doesn't say that on the statement, but you know, it was a fantastic penalty kick taker. He was their man, and Rangers had a good history of penalty kick takers with Willie, Hubbard, Johnny Hubbard, and then Eric Caldow taking over. Absolutely superb.
The time has come to say goodnight, for every road must end. To those who care and are always there, our very special friends. Let's say goodnight to those we love, and maybe shed a tear. But before we close, let's think of those where love who can't be near. So raise a glass to absent friends, for every road must end. You'll always breathe here in our hearts, our special absent friends. And when it's time for us to go and our long journey ends, you'll never be alone, you'll see. You'll be with absent friends.
Thanks for that, Fox. I don't think absent friends will, for a lot of the older Bears who remember Eric Caldow, over 400 games for the club, 40 caps when getting capped for Scotland meant something. Beating Spain 4-2 in his debut, but it shows you where Scotland were ranked in world football at the time when he played. A class act.
Absolutely. Here. First class act.
Very, very sad. But sad day for the club, sad day for the supporters, and sad day for all connected with Eric Caldow, family and friends, mate.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't find words at times to speak so as highly as I would like to. It was just marvellous to watch. He really was a good player.
Class act. I mean, I never seen him play, but before my time, but my father spoke very, very fondly of him as a player, mate. Anyway, I'm sure Eric would realise that the Rangers don't stop, and it goes for one game to the next. With the game yesterday, and we're building up to a game on Friday night. How you doing, Bridge?
Yeah, I haven't quite recovered for yesterday, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I don't know whether you want to speak about that in any way, shape or form. Personally speaking, I think we came away, we got a draw, probably a deserved draw, and I'm happy to take that, get back to Ibrox and mollocate them.
Just have to explain a few things that's happening on the site. We use Skype to bring people in to join us here in Rangers Radio, and Skype's had an update, which means, unfortunately, as we sit today, maybe it might change in the future, we cannot receive phone calls. It'd be too expensive for both the people phoning in and the site. So you have to join Skype and then send a request to rangersradio.online, where you'll be granted a friend's request and then brought into the call. Or if you've been on the show before, with Skype, contact us. Then we will, when you ring us, hang up, and we will ring you back into the call. That's how it's going to work from now on, Bridge. Unfortunately, it's something out with our control, big man.
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. Yeah, that's the way it's got to be. We have to go with the technology. I hope that the Bears that want to phone in recognise that it's a slightly different step, but nevertheless, it would be far more beneficial if they could get Skype on whatever platform they're on to get it up and running. And I'm quite sure they'll be a lot happier with it than having to phone, if you follow me. So the platform's going to have to go that way at the moment, and hopefully the guys at the Bears that want to phone in will go and convert over to Skype. Or should I say revert, not convert? That sounds bad. I'll
put it to you this way, Bridge. If me and you can get Skype downloaded, anybody can do it.
Oh, absolutely. It's very simple, very simple.
But it does change if people want to join us. How do they join us, Bridge?
Well, they join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and either Fox or Old School Blue will bring you in and make sure you're okay.
All right.
And,
So,
and may I say, if they do need any help, they can go onto the lobby here, and I'm sure send a private message to Fox, and he'll maybe help them out with it.
what you'll have to do is just remember that you'll dial in, hang up, and then you'll be phoned back and brought right back into the call. All right.
I'm sure they'll be able to work that out.
And the breaking news is Rangers or Aberdeen versus Celtic in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup.
It's a Hampden, isn't it?
It's a Hampden, yep. So
Well,
if people want
the semi-final screwed up, wouldn't it? Nobody want to see that one.
So that'll be Partick Thistle or Hearts, which they drew one each night, versus Inverness Caley Thistle.
So we've got a chance of meeting them at Hampden in the semi-final.
No, we'll beat Aberdeen. We play them in the semi-final.
That's what I'm saying. We've got a chance of doing it. So we just need to go out and show the Aberdeen they played. I thought Aberdeen played their game well against us, I must admit, and it was all about the physicality.
I've got to be honest with you, Bridge. Having been such a great match, I know we won 4-2. The League Mount game was tremendous. I thought yesterday that game with the goat football stopped. I thought it was very, very poor quality on both sides. They played like we thought they would play when they played for set pieces. They looked to go out and the ball in the box. Obviously, the pressure went after them because they got the penalty kick. I think it was a penalty kick. I don't think it was deliberate, but he still caught the boy, so we gave away the penalty. We didn't play at all in the first half. One effort, I think, with Kent on goal. Morelos puts himself under pressure by diving, so we lost his effectability. Half time, I'm saying, where's a goal coming from? We got the goal. We looked a better team for about 10 minutes. Then they came into it. They could have won the game with 2 chances they had for a corner that we never cleared or never dealt with. We had chances to win it on breakaways that we messed up about 3 or 4 times, but out the piece. For me, very, very poor fare. The pitch was atrocious. The attendance was atrocious. And if I'm being honest, I think it was one of the worst performances of the season. That's my personal opinion. But we'll be joined with our first caller in the evening. I think he's got it right how to do it. I don't believe it. He's managed to get it right. The one and only Rudy Bear.
All right, gents, how we doing? Hi, Bridgeman.
Oh, hi, technical wizard, Rudy. Technical wizard.
Okay, it was his wife that showed him.
Hey, that's not too far for the truth, to be honest.
Well, she showed him everything else, Rudy.
That's not too far for the truth, guys. It's like the ops about the game yesterday. It was poor fare, wasn't it? Really, I was sitting watching it in the pub, and the Bears weren't very happy. A load of Bears sitting there watching it. We were all sitting watching it together, and I thought the first 40. I thought we were a wee bit better in the second half. First 45 minutes, I thought was dreadful at times. I thought it's like you say, that game had to get football stop talks, But once they got their goal, they weren't up for playing football. Really, I don't think there's much football in them, Ox. If I have to be honest.
No, they're a team that's it. They play for. They've got a system to play. They play to get free kicks, get the ball in the box, and see where it takes them.
It's a big punt up the park, punt into the box, spoil the play, wee niggly fouls here or there. They use their physicality, and it's very, very, I don't know, welcome to Scottish football type stuff, And for me, it's just not enjoyable to watch at all. Win, lose or draw. It's not the kind of games that, it's not the kind of games people are going to be doing south or anywhere else.
Well, the Aberdeen supporters are turning up in their droves to watch it, aren't they?
Laughable, really. Laughable.
Can I just say, in all honesty, it was like watching either of 3 teams. It was like watching Livingston. It was like watching Kilmarnock, and that's the way the teams play. Only way, and the third one would be Motherwell. It's just, defend, massive defensive, and get 2 men out wide, holding, don't let their wingers through, and kick everything above the grass if necessary. And that's the way they played the game. And shoving.
They've got a load of cart horses running about the park there, Bridgeman, and every time Andy tries to play football against them, they just break the play up. They're kicking players all over the place. The pitch was like a tatty field, for God's sake. They're supposed to be They like to think they're one of the top clubs in Scotland, and they've got a pitch that's in that state as well. You know, I mean, it's just dreadful for the.
Can I also say one thing? And
come on.
I hope the guys in the lobby don't remember me saying this. I thought the referee gave. I thought what I saw that yesterday, in my opinion, one of the most biased displays of a referee that I've seen. Certainly, it's maybe nearly the same as cheating beating.
I'm going to say, Bridge, I did last night. I heard you on the show, mate. I don't think the referee did a lot of day with your performance yesterday. We could not pass the ball 10 yards. We constantly gave it away. We couldn't hold it. We couldn't. Yeah, there was shoves and fouls, and people might argue it was a penalty for me. There possibly could have been a couple of red cards for Aberdeen if maybe seen them different. Possibly, but what I'm saying is that most of them happened in the second half and maybe late on. We did not pass the ball well at all. I thought Ryan Jack looked unfit yesterday, and maybe his poorest game and for our team, I think maybe since he joined us. I thought he was absolutely dreadful yesterday, which meant that with the way Arfield was trying to join the play, the midfield couldn't work because the boy Kamara was left to do it on his own, and Arfield was pretty anonymous. I think it's Blue Stars what is with Arfield. When it works with Arfield's really effective, but the other two boys have to be effective for that to work. I don't think the referee influenced their performance yesterday. I thought we were really, really poor. I think we've been joined by Blue Star.
Okay then.
Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Oxchair. Evening, guys.
How we doing, mate?
I totally agree with what. I totally agree with what you're saying there, Oxchair. I thought we were really, really poor.
I think we've got to be honest, mate. But if we play well, we come on here, we beat Dundee, we play really sparkling football for half an hour, we praise the team. But when we're poor, we've got to be honest about it. Well, it's only my opinion. Everybody might see the game differently. But for me, I thought we were poor yesterday. I get Bridges' thing about there could have been on another day. There may be a handball with the boy Constantine maybe late on. I know he's sliding in the angle. You could put an argument up for that being a penalty kick. You could get them sometimes, but I don't think it took away from how poor we played yesterday. My opinion only. Blue Star?
Yeah, totally agree with you, mate. What I can't get my head round, I think most of us all thought because we'd played the last 3 games really well, started in the front foot in all 3 games, and we were scoring goals. To start as badly as what we did, granted, they played the game they wanted to play, but we should be better than that. We knew what to expect for them, and it was as if half our team didn't know what to do in the first half. Certainly we got to grips in the second half. Granted, we got a goal right away, but even after that, Oxchair, I didn't think at any time in the game did we ever look like winning the game. I honestly felt that.
When we broke away with the breakaways, I thought some nice play there. And if Arfield gets that right, he scored a good goal. We've also been joined by JFK. How are we doing, JFK?
Evening, guys. How you all doing tonight?
All right, mate. Your good self.
All right. How you, Blue Star? Hi, Bridge. Hi, Rudy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy boy.
Just saw the draw there. Oh, aye. Very good. What can I say about yesterday's game? And the fact is that we were absolute pants, rubbish, keek, you name it. I heard Bridge saying there, and there's a lot of that going on in the forums that I've been on today, and people blaming the referees. The referee had nothing at all to do with the way we played yesterday. I could have sent one half, I could have gave us a penalty, but that didn't mean to say that we should have played the way we did. It was absolute rubbish. We didn't have one decent player on the park. As Blue Star said here, we were all bumping our gums about 14 goals scored, none against in the last 3 games. And we were all expecting big things, We weren't lucky to get the draw because we did deserve the draw, and the second half performance merited that. But if we can't get about blaming the referees, the thing is, as soon as Alfredo got booked, then he kind of fell away from the game. and that was disappointing because we didn't get his usual robust way he goes for the ball and tries to beat up other defenders, if that's the right word, and that, hassle them. And that Big McKenna, and I don't say this lightly, Big McKenna had him in his back pocket. So we've got another chance to rectify it, guys, and surely we should do that a week tomorrow at Ibrox. But it was a totally disappointing performance. We'd be worse tonight if we weren't in the hat for a draw, guys, but we're still there, and we've still got a good chance of getting through to the semi-final against the puddle drinkers. So we'll just need to wait and see what pans out the next few days.
But if that doesn't fire us up, the draw tonight for the players to get through to the semi-final, I don't know which Rudy.
Aye, exactly. They should be looking at that. Now, I mean, look, everybody, the boys have said it. Blue Star's right, Jimmy's right, you're right, Ox. It was a poor performance. I thought she'd have started the second half scoring the goal so quickly, get the equaliser. I thought, right, we can go on and win this now. We need a better performance in the second half. The performance was a bit better in the second half. Still wasn't up to the standard that we've watched recently, though, in the last few games for me. But it was better. I still expected us to go on and get the winning goal, though. That's what I thought was going to happen. Unfortunately, it didn't. But if they players are not sitting there tonight looking at that and saying, look who we've got in the semi-final at Hampden, this is, and not getting fired up for that, then they should be. It's as simple as that. That's a huge draw for us. Absolutely massive. It's massive for Scottish football. It's the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. You want to be there. You want to have a day out at Hampden against them. And if we could beat them in the semi-final, what a result that would be. Really set us up, coming for a run into the end of the season. But now none of that matters. The only thing that matters, as Jimmy says, a week tomorrow night, they go at Ibrox in front of a packed out Ibrox and play the way they know we can play. They're on a decent pitch. They've got no excuses. Like, can I just make a point about Kevin Clancy here before you move on, Ox? I've repeatedly, over the years, told you what I think of Kevin Clancy. Nothing changed my mind yesterday when I watched Kevin Clancy's performance against us. There's referees in this league that are just totally rank and competent, but that's not what he is. And I'm not going to say it again. I've told you often enough what I think of Kevin Clancy, what he is. But that didn't stop us from not being able to pass the ball 5 yards, Ox. As bad as Kevin Clancy's performance was yesterday, we were worse. Because we couldn't, in that first half, we couldn't put a decent run of play together or a decent run of passes together. It was dreadful to watch at times, and especially in that first 45.
Can I come in and Ox?
On you go, mate.
Just to say that, as far as I'm concerned, I thought Aberdeen played the way Aberdeen wanted to play, and they played well in the first half. And that was the way they played their football, and it would get the game stopped. And that's the truth of it. They're aided and abetted by the referee, who I thought, as I said earlier, I thought he had an absolutely shocking game. From my opinion.
Can I come in there?
Hold on.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
He refereed Morelos as if Morelos was a person from another planet. That's what he did yesterday. Every single time Morelos went to touch the ball, it was free kicks given against him. It was decisions that should have been going. It was 88 minutes or something like before Morelos got a free kick. There you go. 88 minutes for a centre forward not getting a free kick. Can't believe it. But just to let you know, that's what I feel.
I know it's your opinion, Brisbane. I just can't believe you made that statement that they were aided and abetted by the referee. We were our own enemy last night. We just couldn't put two passes together. And I mean, we know that Clancy had a poor game. If you're thinking that they aided and abetted the result, then I can't. That doesn't ring with me, mate. I know it was the 88th minute, as you're saying before, Morelos, but Morelos, it was his own fault for diving, and then that was him basically out the game. I mean, it wasn't his usual self, and we should have had a penalty, but we didn't get it. Kildare should have been done, because if Kildare should have been done at that point,
boy should have been sent off.
He'd have been sent off. Aye, so I don't see, and I know it's all about opinions, Bridgeman, but I can't see how that you can say that Clancy aided and abetted We were our own worst enemy last night. We were absolutely rotten.
We were rubbish, yeah.
We weren't Blue Star. We performed a bit better in the second half, which did merit as a draw. I've got to say we merited the draw. But apart from that, I think we were lucky to get a draw on that basis of the way we played. And I'll say it again, I can't see where the aiding and abetting was with the referee. But that's my opinion. No, Bridge, pal, that's my opinion. I know that's yours, mate.
Jimmy.
Oxford, can I come in there?
Bridge finish, we're doing it the age.
I've just said, Aberdeen played the first half very well because that's the way they wanted to play. We couldn't beat them in the first half, and they got a penalty, well-deserved penalty, no problem at all. But for the overall,
it came for
game,
shocking defending for us, Bridge.
Absolutely.
Big Worrell, Ryan Jack.
We were very good. We never played well. Ryan Jack had probably one of his poorest games in a Rangers jersey, and so on and so forth. But the second half, certainly in the second half, the referee's decisions were just uncanny. Just uncanny. How they never get at least 2 men sent off, I will never know. And that's why I mentioned about beating. The last time when we played Hibs, there should have been 2 red cards for Hibs, and they get nothing. So somewhere along the line, I don't see how that wee guy, Candace, is running down the wing, and the guy actually lunges at him and catches him in the foot. Fortunately, he kept running. That's just unbelievable. I've told that right there. Get him off the park. Sorry, boys. It's just me. I get upset about it all. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
I mean, by the way, that was a second booting, and if he'd have caught him, it could have been a straight red, but he should have been sent off because that was a second yellow card. I'm no arguing with that, Bridge. I get that, and it's GFK said we had a penalty, but I don't think. I think sometimes we've got to watch. We don't try and take the referees to cover up for when we play badly. Blue Star.
Sorry guys, I wasn't butting in there. It's just I'm getting delayed action here. I'm hearing you twice, but I'll say this wee bit and I'll ring off and try and ring in again.
That's tinnitus.
I can't get my head around the fact, Oxford, that we can't string more than 4 wins together in a league season. I mean, I know that was a cup game, but even at that, how on earth are we not able to get 4 wins on the trot? I just can't get my head around that. I can't get
somebody's got the show on.
I think he's got the.
Cairo's got the show on.
No, I think Blue. Is it Blue Star is on? I think you've got the show in the background part.
No, it was Cairo on, mate.
Okay.
All right. Blue Star's moving. I mean, we're still in the cup. We're still in the cup. When you go, really.
There's loads of stuff you could pick out for that game yesterday. Cosgrove should have been booked for his dive as well. It wasn't. And then later on in the game, he gets a yellow card. So there you go. There's his second yellow. Should have been off the park. Right. So you could have said that about 2 or 3 different players. But my point, I totally understand where Bridge is coming from. It's frustration. As I said, I know what Clancy is, and he'll never change my mind. I've saw it often enough. But that, for me, we can't use that to sort of cover up how poor we were yesterday, especially in that first 45 minutes.
I'm not saying the referee was man in the match, Rudy. All I'm saying is we were worse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, right off. You know, and for me, it was a really bad performance all round, really, for the full 90 minutes, because I didn't even think, once we got that second goal, we got the equaliser, I thought, this is it, we're going to go now and win this game, because I thought they'll get a rocket at half time for that first half performance. Unfortunately, it didn't transpire that way. You know what I mean? It didn't work out that way. But
anyway, I think Cairo's with us. Evening, Cairo. Maybe he's not. He's on mute.
Come in, Cairo. Hello.
There you go, Cairo. How are we doing, mate?
I'm doing fine. Yourselves?
Aye, all right, mate. All right.
I'm just listening to what you're saying there about the referee. I'm bewildered because the referee set the tone for the whole game. Rangers players were tentative, and they were tentative because whenever they tackled, they were getting a foul against them, or they were at least they weren't getting the same break of the decisions that the Aberdeen players were getting. Morelos diving, okay, fair enough. Sometimes they get things. Sometimes the referee has a word with them. The similar example in the same game, the guy didn't get the guy dived and he didn't get done. It's the inconsistency, and as far as I'm concerned, there's an Indian saying over Morelos that whatever he does, the referees are hammering him. And the fact he get booked as early in that game, that set the tone for the rest of the game, and that affected Rangers playing. I'm not saying it was the real, the cause of how bad Rangers played, but it certainly didn't help. And I think if we continue to accept this level, I'm not asking for Rangers to get preferential treatment. I want Rangers to get the same treatment. But Morelos can't, if he breathes in somebody, they're cow-mower. And the Aberdeen players were cow-mower every time he went near them, whether he was fouling them or no. And it's outrageous for Rangers supporters to be saying Morelos shouldn't be doing this and he shouldn't be doing that. That's the way the guy plays. That's the rough you get with the smooth with him. And his game is about rumbling people up. And you've got big 6'4" guys lumping them up and down the place, and the minute he breathes against them, they're falling over. I just don't get it. And the referees are complicit in it. And that referee yesterday was crap. Now, do we blame him for our bad performance? No, but he set the heel tone for the game. It was absolutely abysmal. It was so blatant. I don't understand how people don't see it. But everybody says it with my blue glasses, probably. Some of the tackles were just horrendous. And for all the fact that Candias didn't go down on time, the intent was there with that boy to get him. Nothing. Not a thing. If that had been Morelos...
I don't disagree with that, Kyle, that should have been a second yellow card, mate. I don't disagree with that, mate.
So it's the consistency and the fact that Rangers seem to be measured in a no-tolerance vein where other teams are given the benefit of the doubt. And that's the bit that gets me, particularly Morelos. So that's how I phoned up, because when I hear Rangers supporters saying, "Oh, Morelos, she's in fault for diving." If you listen to the professional football players in the Premier League, they get bawled at and harangued by their own players if they don't go down whenever they get a foul. It was just he was a bad actor. There are guys that are a lot better actors than him and they get away with it.
He get caught, Cairo. He get caught.
But Cairo, can I come in there, Rox, here?
Cairo,
I know what you're saying. About he's getting harangued. He's not getting harangued. The fact is that he should have did what he did right, and he done it, and he get the booking right. But it changed his way of playing. He wasn't the same Alfredo Morelos. He knew that, like the same as we all did, mate, watching it, that the least wee thing he does, he's going to get sent off. No, trial by the sports scene again last night. They were wanting him booked and sent off for the wee flick out he had, So that's the type of things we're up against. But he shouldn't have done what he done. He done it. Never get a penalty to get booked.
Jimmy, professional players, that's what they do now. It's part of the game. Like it or lump it. You watch.
No, I know that.
Watch your own players when they're playing. Some of them are quite good at it, I know. But the best of them was the Celtic players when you had big Hartson and another big fella that fell. I know. But that's what they do. You watch that English Premiership.
I watch it every week.
So to blame, to say that Morelos shouldn't have done it.
But who's blaming him? Cairo, you keep using the word blame. I can't hear anybody on here saying they blame Morelos. You're saying that that's about 4 or 5 times you've used the word blame. Nobody's blaming Morelos for what happened last night. He did what he did because that's the type of strikers do. And I'm the same. When I was a wee right winger, and if I get a chance to get in the box, I went down. But what I'm saying is it changed his game.
Of course it did.
Why are we using the word? Nobody's blaming Fred for anything. Who we're blaming for the last night is the 11 players that own the park. Plus, obviously, we'll probably come to that. We need to blame the manager. It's at some point for maybe no changing it. He did say...
I've got 2 views on that, Jimmy. I've got 2 views on that. The substitutions. I think that's what you're going to say there. Sorry for cutting.
He named the 2 guys he said he was going to bring on.
Let me just answer the blame thing, Jimmy. Rangers supporters are blaming Morelos for diving. That's what they're saying. It was his own fault. He dived. He shouldn't have dived. I think that's wrong. That's what players do nowadays. It's part of the game. He was bad at it. If you're that bad at it, I wouldn't
Right, well,
bloody care.
you
But that's
don't
the
get-
point. That's the bit I mean by blaming. There are
Of course,
Rangers
aye. Well,
blaming him.
me personally, I'm not blaming him. It's just something that he's done, and to me, what happened with Fred last night, it changed his perception of how he played.
But it could have been something else, Jimmy. It could have been a shover. It could have been that wee petulant kid he gets booked.
Of course
for,
it could. Of course it could.
Right. So what I'm saying is he's measured to a different level than other players. The other guy did it the same game, the first half and all. Nothing. Not a thing. The referee never even spoke to him, did anything or nothing.
Yep. And we know that. I mean, and the Candace thing, we know that. But what we don't want to be happening here is we don't want us coming on to Rangers radio or phone-ins and other places and starting to blame the referee for the rubbish result we got, because we're no the puddle drinkers. Or Glasgow Rangers. No, I know you're not saying that, Cairo, but me, I can take the draw for what it is last night, and I think we get out of jail.
It's no disaster, by the way.
And it's no disaster. It's no disaster, as I said earlier on. A chance to rectify it.
Osher said the referee didn't influence the game, and you're just confirming what the reason I'm phoning up. He did influence the game because Morelos got booked. Now, people say
should he get booked, Cairo?
I'm not saying he shouldn't. But the decision that was made on Morelos wasn't made in other.
You're right about that.
Influences the game. The Rangers players were tentative. See, when Morelos got booked, Rangers players were tentative. You had Jack no tackling. You had the only player that was sort of a.
I'll tell you now, I didn't think Jack looked fit, Cairo.
I wouldn't disagree with that. But Kamara, he was the only guy who was kind of putting himself about, shoving around about the goalkeeper and that. That was the only player I seen that was diving into, was going into tackles the way they should.
Cairo, you can't have your cake and eat it, mate. You know, when you're saying there about the referee changed the game, you're using an analogy there about
trust me, he can.
No, but you're using an analogy. You're using an analogy. You're using an analogy there that the referee did change the game. Yes, in that aspect he did, but the game changed because of Fred trying to cheat. If we're going to get, and I don't have a problem with that, because I'd have been the same as yourself and cheering if we'd have got the penalty, because probably like yourself, I mean, there was 7 or 8 in my household watching it here, and as soon as Fred went down, we were screaming penalty, and if the referee had pointed to the spot, he'd have got no argument after me, and I know I'd have got no argument after you, because it's Rangers.
What I'm arguing, Jimmy, isn't the fact that we never got a penalty. What I'm arguing is that Morelos went down like 100 players a day in every league week, and how many of the 100 get booked? That an Aberdeen player did it later on and did exactly the same thing and never get booked.
100%.
That's where my argument is. That's where my argument is about the referees influencing the game. He booked Morelos, and Morelos is then curtailed. The other guy in Aberdeen side was probably one of their better players, and he never get booked. He didn't curtail, and he was tackling and everything else later on, and they did get booked later on. But the point is, they should have been booked for doing the exact same as Morelos. That's the point I'm meaning about the referee influenced the game. Not the fact that Morelos get booked, the fact that other players didn't get booked, and the fact that Morelos seems to have more scrutiny in everything he does than other players, and the referees just seem to want to book him for anything they can book him for, and that's inconsistency, and that's the point I'm making about him influencing the game, because the minute he get booked, and it could have been for anything else that he done, the minute he get booked, his game changed, because he obviously is under extreme pressure because he's been sent off in that game 3 times before. That's the point I'm meaning. The fact he get caught for diving, his own fault, absolutely. But the referee influenced the game because he booked him and never booked other players, and that's the point.
Right, where are you two? What's good time to hear for your manager? What his thoughts won the game? So if you don't mind going on mute, lads, we'll hear for your manager. Steven Gerrard, MB.
I think it's a fair result. I thought Aberdeen was edged the first half. You know, I thought they were competing, and it turned into a game that suited them for the first 45. We were trying to compete, but we forgot that when we win it back or we get on any second balls, we need to play as well. So, taking all into consideration, I'm pretty satisfied. Getting the draw in the end, but I had confidence the players could find a better second half performance. I thought we played better. we continued to compete. McGregor's made a good save for us, but McKenna's also kept them in the tie as well. So it's probably a fair result in reflection.
What was your message at half time? Because your team seemed to be more like themselves second half.
Yeah, I just thought we fell into their trap. You know, they want a physical game. You know, the grass is long here, it's bobbly, the ball's in the air a lot of first balls and second balls, and they're quite effective at it. We tried to compete and stand up to it, but they probably just edged it. Second half, we asked them to play a bit more. You know, when we get it, play them, keep moving, keep hurting them. And I thought we looked a lot more of a threat second half. We looked a lot more like us. But, you know, when this draw came out, coming up to Pittodrie in a cup game, it was always going to be a tough test, and we've come through it, and we've got another opportunity in front of a full house. I'm sure they'll get right behind us, and we can play more our style of game, and hopefully that's enough.
A terrific delivery from Ryan Kent for the goal, and his set pieces all afternoon were a big threat.
Yeah, the kid's on fire. I mean, he's in the form of his life. You know, he's enjoying his football, he's smiling, he's happy, and again, you know, he comes up with a number for us, and I thought Joe Worrell was terrific. What a big goal. You know, he's just kept his team in the cup, and McGregor keeps us in the cup the other end. But having said that, you know, Aberdeen there towards the end, we were looking the more likely to get it done, and their defenders have come up with some mighty blocks. So, you know, all in all, still a little bit emotional now speaking here about the game, but I think it's probably a fair result in reflection.
And you do mention your goalkeeper as well, as he has been all season. Fantastic save, and unlucky, I guess, with the penalty as well.
Yeah, very unlucky, gets a hand to it, but guesses the right way, so he's very unfortunate with that one. And, you know, he's unlucky not to keep a clean sheet today. We've played 90 minutes Aberdeen at home, and they haven't scored an open play against us, so it's another positive. We just need to make sure that we stop giving these penalties away.
Right, we're back.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Bridgeman, Stephen Gerrard. The result, you move on, you have to take your replay. I suppose the main thing, Cup tie, still in the draw, mate. Big game at home now, and then we play Aberdeen for 7 times this season. Kilmarnock 7 times this season.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Amazing.
Unbelievable, huh?
I think the manager said a lot of the things that I was thinking. I don't have his quality of speech. He's very, very good at putting it out in a way that football fans can understand properly. I just felt that Aberdeen did what Aberdeen wanted to do, and they were very successful. They nullified us in virtually every part of the ground. I thought once we got over in the second half, we got ourselves into the game. We managed to get the goal, which was a really good goal. Good corner taking, really good goal by Worrell. Very pleased for him. You know, I thought the referee then took over as far as I was concerned, and it just killed us. We could have went on and won that game, but Aberdeen were lucky; they never lost 2, maybe even 3 people to red cards. I thought Rangers played very well in the second half, and apart from a few smashes, and Arthur Montford's words, some really mix-ups in the defensive areas and inside our box from long throws and free kicks and corner kicks. I thought we managed to hold out, and we did very well. And I thought, lucky to get a draw. Happy to get a draw. Let's put it that. Maybe not lucky, but happy to take a point and get them back down at Ibrox. That's the way I felt.
I think we played okay in the second half, and we improved, but for a very low base, Bridge. I don't think we played brilliant.
Yeah,
I don't think we played brilliant in the second half.
I thought that if the goal or the chance by Arfield, I thought
we should have scored. We should have scored.
That move was absolutely fabulous. Ball
it was a move to the game, by the way. It was a move to the game.
Fantastic, and a wee flick, back heel flick by Kent right into Arfield's path, and I thought, my God Almighty, what a chance that was! When you look at
live, Bridge, I thought Kent had tripped.
You just think, what's he going to do? But see, when I saw the replay, and I thought, he's actually back heeled that. Absolutely fantastic piece of play. It's a pity Arfield couldn't have scored that one. That was a great chance. Excuse me.
That was a highlight of the second half. I still didn't think we played well in the second half. Rudy?
No, I didn't either, Ox. I'm with you, mate. I think we just marginally improved in the second half, if truth be told. And I would have thought after getting the equaliser, a few short minutes into the start of the second half, that would have given them the impetus to go on and batter them in the second half. And, even if they'd only got the second goal, come away with a 2-1 win, it would still have been job done. But look, probably the only positive thing for me for the game, because it was such a poor game, is the fact that we're still in it. We're in with a shout. Go back to Ibrox. Next Tuesday, 50,000 bears will be there. near enough 50,000 Bears will be there cheering them on. Hopefully they get the job done next week. There's a huge semi-final draw for us there, and that's got to get them up for it. But it was a bad game, Ox, from start to finish for me. I never understood the bringing subs on, and I was chatting about my mate about it this afternoon, and he said, well, the way things was gone, there was a possibility we could have sneaked a second goal. Maybe didn't want to disrupt that. He wanted to just, didn't want to lose the game either. So I don't know. There's maybe mitigating circumstances there why there was, about the subs thing. I mean, there's a lot of that in the forums today, But look, we're still in it, Ox. That's probably the most positive thing that I can take for that game, because I just thought all round it was a really, really poor performance, considering how we'd played in the sort of the three games, especially leading up to that. 3 clean sheets, 14 goals in 3 games. And yet yesterday, the first half especially, they just looked to me like they'd never played together. And I just don't understand it. I know what, Kyle's saying about the ref. I get it. I know what Clancy is. Nothing will ever change my mind about Clancy, ever. But that didn't stop us not being able to pass the ball 5 yards to each other, Ox. It really didn't, you know what I mean? And Stephen Gerrard hit the nail right in the head. He knows himself. You can tell by the tone in the interview there, in his post-match interview there. You can hear by the tone of his voice. He knows Rangers were bad. He's not coming straight out and saying it, but he knows. He knows.
Rudy, can I just say something?
On you go, Brad.
I was just going to say, if that big fella had got booked in the first half and then booked again, get sent off, that game would have changed dramatically. Yeah. Absolutely dramatically. And you would have seen Aberdeen going right into their shell. And because even if he'd have booked him for the dive, it would have levelled it up with him and Morelos. If you follow, I mean, it would start to be a bit more wary. Aberdeen would have been a bit more wary. But Morelos getting the booking, which, by the way, I have to say, I've looked at that 17 times, and I still don't see what Morelos did to get booked. I didn't see that as a bookable offence. I saw it as a free kick. If you follow what I mean, if he wants to dive, away you go. Whatever you do, play on referee, warn the guy, whatever. I don't think it was sort of a booking, to be honest. However, I get the point. People did look at it and see a dive. So I'll just carry on with that one.
It's got to be a booking, no, Bridge.
I know, pal. I know. I'm just saying.
The law of the game is the referee's got to book him.
If he thinks it's a dive.
What's a dive, though?
No, if the referee thinks it's a dive, it's a booking, absolutely.
Well,
no problem.
Well, the referee obviously knew it was a dive, because we all knew it was a dive once we'd seen it.
Yes, of course, I'm not saying that. But there are other times when the referee, even if he knows the dive, he doesn't give a booking.
I think we're kind of getting Marcelo all dragged into the referee situation. But I'm fully on for what Rudy said there. I was disappointed that there wasn't substitutions made that I think the second half was crying out for. We did play marginally better in the second half, and we got the goal, as we all know. But I'd like to have seen. I mean, we were all shouting about. I mean, Kent wasn't in the game. Candace was. I would have liked to have went along the lines. But see what Fox was saying, and I quoted Fox and the guys I was sitting with. I would have liked to have seen him probably bring Defoe and bring Fred back, put Defoe that bit forward. I would like to have seen him change it that bit and go for a 4-4-2 or whatever, because it was crying out for a change. I mean, the manager said after the game at 1-0 he was looking to maybe bring on Defoe or Big Lafferty. Then as soon as Worrell scored, he thought we picked it up a bit. No, we didn't. We held on for the 1-8. So for me, I think he could have changed it to try and win the game. I'd like to have seen us go for it, and that'd have been it. That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you what Aberdeen done yesterday, Jimmy. They dragged us down to their level and we fell for it. That's what happened yesterday. We
also started poor, Rudy.
We certainly did. We didn't start with the pace, that we'd showed in the previous 3 games, where we went out and started firing on all cylinders for the first whistle. That didn't happen yesterday. And that seems to be a feature. Blue Star mentioned just a wee while ago there about you know, how we can't string 4 wins on the row in a row together, you know, and it gets annoying this because you see these players performing in the previous 3 games and you think, right, they're hitting a bit of form now, you know, and then that performance yesterday and you think, oh, come on, we're back to that again, you know. How many times are we going to see this season, you know? It's getting frustrating, Ox, in all honesty, it is.
Well, we're still in the cup. We're still in the cup. Blue Star, we're still in the cup.
I was disappointed to be caught offside so many times yesterday. Really, really bad for us as a break. Teams trying to break, you know, when we try to break on them, they caught us offside a number of times yesterday, which should have been wrong. Wrong for us, that is.
Oh. You with us, Blue Star? Oh, lost him. Kyle, you still with us, mate?
Still with you, aye.
Aye, we're still in the cup, eh?
We're still in the cup. Aye, we're still in. We're talking technicalities here. And I think the biggest disappointment for me yesterday was we seem to get through this. We have games where we'll get we play really well, and then we come to a game and we get about 6 or 7 players that they're so far off the pace, and you say to yourself, what the hell's happened there? That happened yesterday as well, where it wasn't just the Morelos thing. A lot of players were off the pace. Now, whether that was, you know, you mentioned your about Jack being no looking fit.
Didn't he, Carol?
Yeah. For bar the, you know, for bar the, you know, the tone of the game being set with the way the referee did it, Rangers definitely weren't up for it. They just weren't. I mean, you know yourself in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes with the tackles that are going in and the way we were playing, you could see we weren't up for it for some strange reason. And it wasn't just one player. It was 4 or 5 or 6 of them. I mean, criminals, you know, talking about. I mean, Jack trying to pass the ball 5 or 6 yards and was putting the ball. It just we daft things, and you're saying to yourself, how can we go for there to there? And it wasn't just Ryan Jack. There were 3 or 4 players were the same.
As well. Anyway, lads, we've reached that time of the evening. Get yourself a mute because we're going to have a tune.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from dear old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. There's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue, the Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. They're the boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. They're the boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best.
Well, enjoy that bridge. You did a dash of white shells. You missed his bridge, yeah, weren't you?
Brilliant. That was brilliant. I was just shouting to my wife there. That's Lex McLean they've got playing here. Great Alex McLean. He was a marvellous Rangers fan. Big Rangers fan, that guy. Loved him. That was brilliant. Really good. Loved that. Well done, Foxy and old school. Well done.
And never had it. He never had it, did he?
No. What a blue and white bonnet, absolutely. Red, white and blue bonnet, absolutely brilliant.
Funny man, you rate him?
Oh, aye. I've seen him a couple of times in the theatre, but he was really good on his in his TV show as well, you know. Funny man. Naturally funny, you know.
And a big bear as well.
A big, huge bear.
Right, where were we? I think Rudy was coming in there, Rudy.
No, I was just going to carry on from where Kyle kind of left off there. You know, talking about Ryan Jack, how poor he was yesterday. Arfield was just as bad for me. And in previous games there, Arfield had almost been man of the match in each of the games. He was scoring cracking goals. He was playing really well. He's bringing other players into the frame, like when we were getting in around about that edge of that 18-year box. Yet yesterday, I thought he was dreadful yesterday. You know, it wasn't just Ryan Jack. You know, Kyle's right. There was 5 or 6 of them. Totally went after the boil. Just didn't look like they were up for it. Certainly not in that first half for me. You know, that can't happen again on Friday night. Well, you know, Friday night at Easter Road. You know, we've got the spoon burners, as Jimmy calls them. You know, so they've got to be up for that game. They can't put in another performance like they did yesterday. Simple as that. Arfield, Jack, whoever happens to be starting that game on Friday night, you know, whoever's in the first team, they've got to be right up for it because they're going to face the same thing again on Friday night.
Was Arfield no slightly injured or something? Was he no carrying injury?
Well, there was doubts about him starting the game, wasn't there?
But if he was injured, he should have been playing.
I was just wondering if he was still carrying a bit of an injury and the managers took a chance. But he took a chance for 90 minutes, so...
And Jack, I just couldn't get my head around Jack. I mean, I'm not blaming him, Jack, totally for the performance, but I mean, I don't know who would get past Mark's a goalie. Big Worrell, maybe, because he got the goal.
I'll tell you something else. They're big Golson. I mean, he's going back for a ball there. He sees the ball. He's tracing the ball back. He knows he's got Worrell, and he didn't know Mackay-Steven was running about him. I mean, that's just sheer lack of awareness. He must know the guy's coming in. The guy's a flying machine. He must know the guy's going to pose him a threat. Sheer lack of awareness for that penalty. And I mean, I don't know what Bridge would have thought about him being our expert centre half, but if I was a midfielder and that was my defender, I'd have been shouting and bawling at him because he should know the centre forwards here. He should be expecting that guy to go after the ball. I just don't get it.
You actually gave a penalty away when there was no danger, Cairo. There was no danger.
Absolutely, and if he was aware at all, and it's that lack of awareness, I just think to myself, you know, if that's him or somebody else, what is it? Is there something? I just don't get it. You know, 5 or 6 players, but that was terrible. Lack of awareness.
He didn't even get his body in the way. You know, it's as if he didn't know he was there. That's what it was like. It's as if he didn't know. Whether he did or no, I'm not sure. But you could see he was going down to get his right foot across to put.
To kick the ball out. You're absolutely right, Bridge. But he obviously didn't know that Mackay-Steven was there.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if he'd shouted to Worrell, you get it, and just block the man off a wee bit in the box. But no, I have to say, take my hat off to the boy. He was fast enough to get his leg in there, going for the ball type thing. And it took a feet away from him. Simple as that. No argument, no argument at all.
But it was poor defending, Bridge.
Oh, absolutely. Shocking. And by the way, can I say, we have defended like that at the centre halves for quite a wee while. That's quite a weak point we've got there.
You say that, Bridge. The 10 games, the last 10 games, I've only lost 1 goal for open play.
All I'm saying is we are weak at that point. We have lost goals at the beginning of the season when the 2 centre halves looking at each other 3 yards or 4 yards apart, and all of a sudden they don't know what we're doing. The ball goes between them.
I think Carol's point about Golston's valid. I mean, Golston's done all right, and if you think back to the game at Ibrox the 29th, we brought him back, we played him through an injury, but yesterday I thought over the piece he wasn't very good at all.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I think there's nobody to blame for that mistake by Golston than Golston himself. He's the only one. I thought Worrell had an outstanding game in the second half. I thought he was very good. Didn't know bad in the first half. But he got a couple of blocks in when Aberdeen put the pressure on, And I thought he did very, very well. Came out smelling the roses as far as the defence is concerned. Probably the only one. I don't think Tav had a great game, and Barisic neither. But I thought Worrell played well.
I think Blue Star's back with us now. How are we doing, Blue Star? You back?
I'm back, Oxger. I'm back, yeah.
Are you there, Blue Star?
Hello.
You still getting that
Blue Star?
You still getting that echo, Blue Star? You still getting that echo, Blue Star?
Still get the
Still
echo.
echoing.
Still echoing.
Are you sure, Blue Star?
That's no fair, you. That's no fair.
Are you back?
Have you got the show muted in the lobby?
I'm back, but I'm getting echoed.
You've got the show playing somewhere, mate. Come out the
Are you in
lobby.
the lobby, Blue Star? Are you
Come
in
out the lobby.
Just click off the lobby if you're not sure how to mute it.
Come out the lobby. He'll be about his bedroom.
How do I come out the lobby?
On the main site where you type, mate, just close it.
Right, anyway, we've also been joined by Fox. We've not heard your views, Fox, on the game evening, mate. I know you're busy in the technicals. Keep your views, mate. People want to hear them.
What my views on the game yesterday?
Yes.
Quite honestly, Rangers like Aberdeen, or Aberdeen brought Rangers down to their level, mate. Their game was punt and attack the second ball. We couldn't control it. The bypass were midfield for big parts of the game. Barisic was missing. Tav wasn't very good. Goldson and Worrell were always looking like they could make a mistake, although Worrell was the better of the two. I didn't think that Jack and what's the new boy's name? I forgot his name right now.
Kamara.
Sorry?
Kamara.
Jack and Kamara didn't control the game, which they have done in the last couple of games, and we were weak up front. There was times when we broke, when it wasn't a case of players going on offside for me, so much as the man in control of the ball letting the ball go too late. By the time they were making the runs on the defenders and the ball was delivered too late for me. All in all, at the end of it, we can do, Blue Star.
I'd agree with you there, guys. I didn't think really any of our players really controlled. I tried to get in earlier on there by saying, did you ever think there was a period of time in the game where we actually totally controlled it? I don't think we did. I know when we got the goal, we went a wee kind of 10-minute period or 15-minute period where we did try to get more into it, but never at any time did we actually control a long period of the game, and we've not done that for a long time. I mean, the last 3 games we've totally controlled. We've started at great pace, whereas yesterday, I'm sorry, guys, for me, I've got to agree with most of the guys. For me, it just didn't happen at all. In fact, I think we can all agree on one thing. We're just glad that we're still in it, and we've still got a chance to get into the semi, because for me, I think Bridges got one thing right there, that Aberdeen played the way they wanted to play the game, and we just didn't seem to be able to raise our game to counter punch that at all. Not for me anyway.
For me, it was looked as if we just thought it was happening. You've got to win the right. I know we're a better football team than Aberdeen, but you've got to win the right. That doesn't mean you win you have to get involved in a battle, but you have to win it either by football or you have to win it by aggression. We've done neither yesterday.
Absolutely.
I think Foxy's right. I think they played their getting about them and punting the ball up, the high ball up and get into it. They missed out midfield quite a bit, and they let Shinnie. That allowed Shinnie, when he was in the midfield, just to go and rouse folk up. And it's the way they played against us all the time. They rumble us up, and they played that long ball.
Cairo, was it?
No, it wasn't a shot. The shocking thing was that we had, and maybe that's the reason that we think our midfield weren't doing that good, because we were bypassing midfield a lot. But they've got to get into the game as well. But it doesn't excuse us for when we've got the ball. how badly we played the ball to each other and is, holding on to the ball too long type of thing. But it was just a bad pass. The amount of times we gave the ball away. I mean, for a wee period in the first 10 minutes, I think we were about 3 games of head tennis where the ball was just no coming down. They were just heading it. So I think I think that's maybe a bit to do with it, but we need to be able to combat that, especially when we've got the ball. We should be able to start playing the ball and passing the ball 10 yards. We just couldn't bloody do it.
I can't argue with that. Well, Bridge, if people want to join us, give their thoughts on the game and maybe even on the cup draw. How do they join us now, Bridge? Bridge, come off of mute.
Sorry, I didn't realise on mute there. Didn't realise it. Sorry, pal. I think you can join us on rangersradio.online on Skype, and Fox will get them in, bring them in, or Old School Blue do that. So you'll be looked after, don't worry.
All right, okay. GFK. It's one of the games you just have to put it behind you, move on. It wasn't the most important game because we're still in the cup. Friday becomes massive, and then a week tomorrow becomes massive. So we're getting into this. We're really getting to squeaky bum time.
Of course we are. We've all said here, look, we're still in the cup, Ox, yeah, right? The performance was well below par. I mean, if it had been 3 or 4 players that weren't playing well, then we might have had a chance to maybe win the game. But there was 10 players there last night who didn't perform, And as you say, we're still in the cup. I mean, the next 10 days for us, we keep saying the next game's the biggest game, but a week of Mora.
It is.
It is, Bridge. A week of Mora is the big game, and then obviously we know we're playing the puddle drinkers in the 31st, but before that we've got to play the spoon burners next Friday. So the next 10 days is a big 10 days. And I'm like you guys. I'm more confident that we can beat the sheep at Ibrox. So we're going to be up for the game. If these guys that turned up on the night aren't up for it in front of 47,000 Gers fans, then they need to chuck it. So they can't disappoint us a second time. But let's not make excuses about referees and about Fred's there to be knocked down, and he's got, as I kept saying the other night, he needs to just dust his cell down, get up, and just laugh in their face. He get a booking for a silly thing that he did, take it to the chin, and march on. And we're still in the cup, still got a chance of winning it, still got a chance of winning the league. But the next 10 days is the biggest in our season, and probably the biggest in Steven Gerrard's career in a long time.
Can I come in there, Ox?
On you go, Blue.
Would I be right in saying, see how they've got Cosgrove out in the return? Would I be right in saying? Would I be right in saying if Morelos gets booked in that game, he would boot the Celtic game?
Yeah. Aye,
he would be. Right.
Yeah. One booking away, Blue Star. Aye.
Would that still count, Jimmy? Even if we beat Celtic, he would boot the final then? If he was booked in the Celtic game?
It gets cleared. It gets cleared when they reach the semi-finals.
Is it cleared then, Brad?
All yellow cards are everything's all done. You go into the semi-finals with a clean bill.
Right.
Oh, that's all right then. So we'll play Inverness Cali Thistle in the final then.
I love it. The way I look at it, right at this moment, it wouldn't matter who the other team were. They're on a loser, aren't they? If Rangers get through to the semi-final, the other team will just not even be talking about them, and that's the truth. The press in here will be going absolutely ape shit.
No, Partick Thistle get there, mate.
No, I'm saying of course, I forgot about the hordes of Partick Thistle supporters. They'll go and watch their team. I'm just going by what I've seen over the weekend there. The amount of empty seats in Scottish Cup quarter-finals, and really and truly is nothing short of disgraceful. Just disgraceful.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Maybe the good thing for us is, in a daft way, is if we get by the sheep, knowing who we would face in the semi, maybe that's what the players are needing. If they can't get themselves up for, as Jimmy says there, for the next 2 games, then quite frankly, we can't kid ourselves on anymore. They shouldn't be there. They've got to get themselves up. It's as simple as.
Yep.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've been joined by the Global Ambassador, who's always good for words of wisdom. How we doing, big man?
Oh, I don't know about that. Use on the. I see you've called me back here. This isn't costing you any cash, is it?
No. It's what we've got to do now.
Okay.
Skype's updated, mate.
Aye, sorry guys. I'll contact you for now on Skype. We'll try and get that done. So, who have we got in when we beat Aberdeen?
Celtic.
Oh, yeah, dancer. Yeah, dancer. That's quality, man. That's quality.
You got yourself, big Al.
Oh, lovely. I just heard that there. I've been busy this morning. I thought I'd put you on while I was trying to relax, hear your dulcet tones, and then I heard that wee piece. That's a good draw for us. A bit more motivation should they need.
Exactly, big man.
Look, the past 3 games we scored 14 goals and we never conceded and blah 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 and all that rhetoric. We were playing the Diddy teams. We had 14 games in Europe. That we were saying back then that was maybe holding us back in the league and that. We don't have the games now. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We got into a game. We've been into that game way momentum. We've been beating the Diddy team, scoring loads of goals, and then we just looked flat on our feet a bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were up there a few weeks previously, and we done a good number. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the season, when we were up there, we looked strong. We can't allow these guys to get top of us. But I'm just wondering, what do you think it's down to the? I'm not saying it's a lack of motivation because that's wrong, but is it tiredness? Are the guys feeling tired because they're scoring too many goals? How do we explain this? Because I was expecting us to go up there, but I was also fearful because I was thinking about it that day, and I think you maybe mentioned it the other week there, Ox, is you can't go to the end of the games with confidence. You don't know really what kind of Rangers is going to take the park. How do we iron that out? Who's responsible for that? Is it the players alone? Is it the manager? The manager seems to be giving them the correct direction. Our players needing dropped. Like you talk about Kamara. Kamara was playing well and Ryan Jack, but do you have to change it up? Are these players just not good enough? You have to, let them excel, but then you have to take them out of the firing line for a week or two. Like Morelos is scoring goals left, right, and centre. But he's maybe got that mentality. We're dealing with other players with a lesser mentality. They maybe just need to be rested and then let go again. It's difficult to explain, and I'm puzzled by why we're so.
Do you know who I would drop, Al?
Got him down.
Do you know who I would drop, Big Al? I would drop Barisic. I'm fed up with his performances, and I put Andy Halliday at left back. I never thought I'd find I'd have Halliday at left back instead of Barisic.
We discussed that. I think he should be a primary left back at the moment anyway, until there's somebody else who's producing is better consistent. I think Andy Halliday would suits us fine there.
Yeah,
guys, can you honestly tell me if I'm wrong here? Have you seen one single guy that we've got in the middle of the park that is completely controlling games? Because I'm holding my hands up here. No. I don't see it. I still don't see it. We don't have anybody that's dominating a game in any game.
There's no leader there.
There has been games where we've done that. If you think back to Jack Arfield McCrory in the 29th of December, they were immense.
I get that, folks, but
the 3 of them were immense.
That's right, they were playing well as a unit.
There's no individual that we can say, I'm not even going to say, but you know who I'm thinking about. The Lego
with the scruff of the neck. We don't have one.
Whether they're good, bad, or different, there's somebody there that's there week in, week out, who people can turn around and look and say, right, this is what we need to do. This guy's got to give me confidence. We didn't have that. Ryan Jack's a good player, and I thought he would have. I like him, but I thought he would have pulled his socks up a wee bit better. Kamara, I think, still a bit too young. Arfield blows hot and cold. But none of the guys that I've said strike me as a leader of men. We don't have that in the middle of the park. Davis is past that, I think. I don't think he can do that role. We struggle in the middle of there. The only ideal candidate for me, and I play him week in, week out, is McCrory. I think he's a leader of men, that young guy.
Al, do you not think when you've got 7 or 5 or 6 or whatever it is players no playing, that's when you really miss that sort of a John Greig, Graham, the guy in the middle that can that pulls that extra wee bit out of players.
Absolutely.
We've not had that. We've not had that in the Rangers team for a good few seasons.
Who was the last one? Can you mention? Does a name come? The first name that came to my head, it was a Stuart McCall type guy, or an Ian Ferguson. That's a long time ago.
Barry Ferguson.
Barry Ferguson did it to an extent.
Right. Yeah, you're quite right, Rudy. That's still a long time ago. Since then, I've never really had that type of player.
That's right.
So there is something there, and maybe I don't know if that's it. I know, if that's what that missing thing is, where we seem to get, go 3 or 4 games playing well as a unit, playing well with confidence, passing the ball, getting. But for every now and again, we get a game where we get 5 or 6 players flat. I don't know if that's it or no. I don't know whether it's the fact that they're going into the game knowing that they're their own tender hooks. Anyway, I haven't a clue there, but there is something there in it, and I don't know if that's the answer or no. But it certainly seems to be in certain games. I mean, I don't want to use the phrase we've had the rug whipped the blows a few times this season, because that's not the case. We get through Sunday's game, but we didn't perform. We seem to go up to a peak and then we dropped, didn't it? I use the analogy of Doug jibbing. A greyhound getting to the front and then jibbing, and then getting to the front and then jibbing. We seem to have that sort of a sawtooth effect. We're getting better, we're getting better, and then we get this flat game. Is it because we've not got somebody? But I think a lot of it is today the way Aberdeen played yesterday. They absolutely bullied us. They bullied us. They played their own game, and they lumped big high boys, and they lumped us. And I don't know whether those players are going into the game going off. No, the easy lot again, man. They don't play much fit, but they just harangue us.
Absolutely right, Cairo. Absolutely right.
Cairo, but we're going into that game knowing that there's a good possibility of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
we all know that, and God forbid me to tell Steven Gerrard anything, but like a few weeks ago we discussed Jermaine Defoe can't play X, Y, and Z. He can't play the same as a Morelos, but so we're seeing these things. I know going to Aberdeen, they're going to be in your face. Yeah, surely to God, Steven Gerrard spotted that. If he's not spotted it, he shouldn't be there. But so why is that? Why are we not in their face first? See, but I'll go back to. I was thinking about this the other day. There, the highlight of the season for me so far was the Andy Halliday tackle in the first few minutes of the game at Ibrox. When it wasn't a crunching tackle, but it was a tackle that set the standard for that day. That tackle, we weren't losing the game after that tackle. Yeah, it wasn't vicious, but it was strong, it was hard, and it made a point. We didn't seem to do that enough in some games, like.
Yeah. It set the standard. Did you say that? And that first 5 minutes, you knew that we were up for it, didn't you? You knew we were going to go in and battle. The bar was set.
Correct. So, in saying that goes back to that player in the middle of the park, that fulcrum of a player that has to. I think the guy that can play that is a McCrory. Whether he has a 10 every week or a 5 or a 6, at least you know that guy's there. He's got your back every step of the way, every game, every minute of the game. He's there. You can turn on. He might not be playing the best, but he's putting in important tackles. That's going to make the guys in front of him, behind him, and that all up their game, I would imagine.
I've been in hindsight.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I don't think we had the way our midfield played, certainly in the first half, that we were supporting Morelos very well at all. He was left basically to his own devices against 2 or 3 big muscle men, So he was on a hiding to nothing in reality.
And he wasn't even supported. He wasn't even supported with our wingers in the first half.
No,
Kent couldn't get in the game at all.
That's correct. He was totally on his own, and Aberdeen were really just as Al said about Rangers in the last Old Firm game. We were right up for it, and we've been up for a few games. Aberdeen were up for it. That was their style. That's what they wanted to do, and they did bullies. And
he was walking on eggshells, Morelos.
Absolutely.
Once he got that booking, he's gone there. They've got to him over the last 3 or 4 games, mentality-wise, because he knows, even if he's known the wrong, he's going to be presumed to be in the wrong. Some of the tackles Aberdeen players were making were equally as bad as anything our players had done, but our players get punished and their players don't get punished. They've got into Morelos.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but see the minute Morelos was booked, he'd been as well getting taken off, because let's be honest, he wasn't in the game after that. He really wasn't. He was there because he knew he would get sent off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, we're all sitting watching it, and we're all shouting and bawling at the telly or whatever we are on the terracing. But we could all see that the manager should have changed it. So why did they not change it?
Why did they not?
If Fred was up for it, he should have changed it. Kent wasn't up for it. Jack wasn't up for it. If he thought I could maybe change it by bringing Lafferty on or bringing Defoe and bringing McCrory on to put a bit of steel in the midfield, why did they not do that? And that's no criticising Steven Gerrard. But if we can see it outside watching in, he's done at the touchline or whatever, surely he can see that. The comment he made after the game, he was thinking of bringing either Lafferty or Defoe, and then we scored a goal. To me, that I don't see the point in that. He should have changed it, because Fred, for one, was getting bullied. McCrory should have come on the park, because Kent and Jack were hopeless. So he could have changed it dramatically. He could at least have made one change in the first half, the second half further, and then maybe waited another 10-15 minutes, and then brought on somebody else. And for me, that was a wrong way he went about it. So we got away with the draw, which we're all pleased about. But the manager needs to think about it. He can't keep Fred on the park all the time.
Jimmy, I think you're right, Jimmy. I think once you've seen once you've seen Morelos game was gone, because he couldn't play his end game. Once you've seen that after 10 minutes, you're probably, in hindsight, it's hindsight again, but you're absolutely right. I'd have taken Morelos off then, because you weren't going to get anything else out of him, because he was scared shitless in case he get booked again and get sent off. So his game was going to hell in a basket anyway. So you could have changed it, and that might have gave us something else. But you have to think of how Aberdeen were playing, and when you're playing the big long punts and missing out midfield, bringing on McCrory might not have been the answer. It might have been, playing him at the back and letting somebody else go forward or something. I don't know. It might have been putting Big Lafferty on and playing the same kind of way and sort of just missing midfield altogether. I don't know. I don't know the answer myself. But you're right. I'd have changed it. I'd have made some change, and I think Morelos for me would have been the change I'd have made if I was a manager, because his game was gone.
So therefore, if Morelos gets
dreadful game.
Cairo, if Morelos gets booked in the return, say 15 minutes into the game, then Stevie G's really got a massive decision to make if the rest of the team's struggling a wee bit again, because let's be honest, they'd be feared in case he gets sent off again, and the same thing could happen. So he's got to be prepared to make changes when he thinks the team needs changes. And it's not as if we're slagging the manager here, because we've seen this quite a few times this season, where he's been awfully late in making decisions to make changes, especially when we've needed a change.
Yeah. I think the only manager I liked for making changes was wee Advocaat. I mean, if you didn't think you were playing in the first half, you were hooked. You were hooked right away, Paul, you have. And you don't do that all the time, because a player can come into a game and that type of thing. But when you know a player a certain style, once you've taken away all the advantage that he's had with playing that style, the fact that he can't get in and tackle, I mean, that should take him off, because his game's gone. So you then have to rebuild on about what it is you want to do next. Personally, I'd have brought on Big Lafferty and combated them up that way. And then you could have tried to get your wingers crossing balls in higher and playing them at their own game. Hard task, because two big bruisers at the back, isn't they?
Well, look on the bright side, guys, for once, because see the big guy they're missing up front. Let's be honest, he's one big lumpy a guy, and they'll miss him massively because they're used to firing the ball up to him, and for him ruffling us up, they've not got another player anything like him. So if we start the game on the front foot, which we should be doing at Ibrox, we'll beat them hands down. Absolutely no doubt about it.
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say, did anybody notice the banner? Did you see the banner they put up about Morelos? Anybody see it?
I seen it today in some of the sites and it. Pretty childish.
Just shocking. Just really and truly, that's the level that club's at. I just want to say, in my opinion, I think the manager did well during the game.
You've got to admire them. They four supporters that turned up, put that banner together.
You know, the news I saw tonight, it said 6 people had been arrested. They didn't say what for. It was something. Oh no, they did say something about fireworks or whatever it was. You know, pyrotechnics. So I'm assuming it was the 6. 6 of them were Aberdeen fans. That's what I'm assuming. Because you don't get told. If it was a Rangers fan, they would probably tell you it's a Rangers fan.
Well, there wasn't 6 Aberdeen fans arrested, mate. That would have emptied all these stands out.
Oh, see the decision they made about the SFA should be ashamed of themselves. They're trying to big up a competition, and here we are. This is a huge game, and they can't even fill their own stand. They can't get their own supporters in their stadium, and they only give Rangers 2,000. Shocking, just shocking. And it's glaringly obvious. You look all around at all these games at the weekend there, huge swathes of empty seats. And I don't understand what is it they're trying to do, the SFA and the SPFL. Why are they allowing these clubs to do this? I just don't understand it. Sorry, guys. Can I just say, what I was going to say was, I'm quite happy with what the manager did. He got us through the 90 minutes, and we're going back to Ibrox, and we're still in this. We're going to take that team apart at Ibrox. That's my opinion.
Funny enough, this is the questions you'll never be able to answer. We could have made changes, and somebody could have made a mistake and lost a goal, and you're out the cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's in maybes.
That's what you'll never be able to answer, mate.
If our manager had taken Morelos off, that would have been a victory for Aberdeen. That's what I would have thought. I'd have boosted them.
I don't see it that way. If the manager makes a decision to take whoever off, win or lose, that's the manager's got to stand by that decision. I'm not buying that as a victory for Aberdeen. Aberdeen is agree with Cairo and saying that, and Big Al and most don't hear it. They brought us down to their level, but the manager should have made a better fist there. He should have made substitutions. He should have taken Fred off at half time. If he couldn't see it, that we're all shouting at it, so he should have seen it. And he should have taken Ryan Jack off. He wasn't in the races either. So, no, taking Fred off, if you're saying that it'd have been a victory for them, I don't agree with that. As regards the filling the stadiums, I don't really care what they do with their stadiums. They can fill them or they no fill them. My concern is that when I watch the Rangers, I want to watch the team playing and let the SFA deal with what they've got to do with. I'm just happy at the end of the day that the Gerrards have got another chance to get into the semi-final against the puddle drinkers. So I'm happy that way. But got to be major changes in the next couple of games. You know, Friday night's game is probably, as it stands, our second biggest game of the season. And the next game after that is the game that we need to win. Because see, we don't, our season's finished, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be a lot of changes in the team. I don't think there will be. But I'm sure we'll come to that as the week builds up. We're still in the cup. That's the only positive I can really take for yesterday. And that's about it, really. Rudy.
Like you say, we're still in it, Ox. That's the only positive for me. I said the same thing at the start of the show. I thought it was a dreadful performance yesterday. And that can't continue. We've got 2 huge games coming up. We've got Friday night against the Spoonburners, and then next Tuesday we'll get the sheep back at Ibrox for the replay. And if we fail in the 2 games, the season's over with. So these players have got to realise that. It's as simple as that. They need to get this nonsense out of their head where they show up at places, or rather, they don't show up at places, because I'm getting fed up watching it. I was just, see, by half-time yesterday, I was absolutely gutted that we'd put in such a bad performance, because I expected so much of them, considering how they'd played in the 3 previous games, banging in 14 goals, 3 clean sheets. I thought, we'll go up there and completely turn them over, play some really good football, bang in 3 or 4 goals, job done, back down the road again. And then by half-time, I was sitting there in the pub with a bunch of bears watching it, and honestly, the atmosphere was pathetic because of the performance that we just watched for the 45 minutes. And I couldn't say I blamed them, because that's exactly how I felt too. So they can't keep this up. They've got to go out on Friday night, as you say. We'll touch on the game as the week goes on against Hibs. But they've got to go there, got to go to Easter Road now and put a performance on. It's as simple as that. It's just not acceptable. As far as the league's concerned, 8 points is a big ask, but we're not at it yet as far as the league's concerned. But we will be if we drop 3 points on Friday night, because there's no way we'll claw that back. And come Tuesday night, if they do the same thing to us again and steal a last-minute goal like they've done to us previously, if they steal a last-minute goal and put us out the cup, the season's over with. It's over with. So they need to get themselves up for these next 2 games. It's as simple as that. There's no ifs or buts about it now. They have to get themselves up for these next 2 games.
Here.
We'll get every chance now, haven't we? The ball's in our court.
Yeah.
For the semi-final. The ball's in our court now.
I was saying that on Sunday, to be honest with you. You know, these guys will be up for it. They'll be right in there after the last couple of games. They're riding along in the chest of a slave. And then we get, you get that game, and you think to yourself, well, they'll be up for it on Friday against the Spoonburners, and then we're at the stage now we're saying, oh God, they need to be up for it on Friday against the Spoonburners. You just think to yourself, geez, what's happened? How does that happen? You go along, maybe one player not playing well, you take him off and substitute, but when you get 5 or 6 players not playing well, there's something.
It's a hard thing to explain, Cairo. How do you explain a whole team? I mean, they've done this repeatedly through the season. There's been games where 1 or 2 players has not been up to their best. Right, you expect that, you can understand that. But for almost the whole team, and that's the thing that's happened to them 4 or 5 times this season. And how do you explain it? Because I've not got a clue. I can't explain it. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah.
No,
and it's not even a event against the best teams, Rudy. We've done it even against the poorer sides.
Livingston, we've done it when we get beat 1-0 off Livingston.
Dundee.
Exactly.
We've done it.
St Johnson.
It's hard to explain. I can't explain it. I don't know why it happens. I've got absolutely no clue how that happens. How you 8 or 9 players, just totally drop out of the game. I can't explain it. I don't know how it happens at all.
See, guys, you're talking about Barisic there. Do you know that he's just been named in the Croatia squad?
Is he really, Jimmy? Aye. It's known his performances with us, mate. No. I tell you that.
He's just been named in the Croatia squad for upcoming Euro qualifiers.
I mean, I don't doubt the boys get talent, Jimmy. I don't doubt that. But it doesn't look like he's suited to Scottish football. And Steven Gerrard made the point a few months back that him and Grezda had to toughen up. And Grezda, there's another one.
Because I think Grezda's been quite unlucky. I think that there's a chance they might see something happen with him next season. But Barisic's definitely. I think it was Cairo that said there, if I had a choice starting from Friday night against the Spoonburners, I'd be dropping and bringing Halliday in without a shadow.
If he's fit, remember Andy's no fit.
Well, he was on the bench yesterday, Oxshire, so he must be fit. So I would say that. I'll be interested to see. I mean, we were all talking before the game yesterday at the pre-match show and that. And I mean, where is Stephen Davis? Was he injured? Did you drop him for being rubbish the last couple of games? So it'll be interesting to see if he's in the squad for Friday. And obviously the upcoming game against the Sheep next week on Tuesday. So that will be interesting to see who. But for me, Barisic has no got it. He needs to drop down and put Halliday. I've faith in Andy Halliday, no doubt. He'll perform as well as we know he can.
And when he first came out, Jimmy, I mean, he was pitting the boys over We were all saying how sweet his left foot was and how good a player he was and everything else. And he just seems to have lost confidence and everything.
Aye.
100%.
I think a bit
I think Andy Halliday's
One at a time. One at a time. He was on the bench yesterday, but
I think a lot of it today with the likes of Barisic is they've came for a different style of football. Remember, they're no used to players and tapping them like a ton of bricks when they're playing in some of these other leagues in the continent. And when they're coming into our style of football, it takes them a while to get up to speed. I mean, it definitely does. We've seen it with great players, let's be honest, and they've put on a Rangers jersey, and sometimes it's took them months upon months to get up to speed, but simply because they've got players on top of them the minute they look at a ball, and they're not used to that. Even some of the English guys don't get it. You know what I mean?
Guys, can I just give you a wee bit of breaking news? Ryan Jack's been taken to hospital.
All right, okay.
He's undergoing a procedure on his ankle. It's just come in there now.
That's Jack out then, isn't it?
He's been given a protective boot following a hospital visit tonight. Okay.
Maybe he's trying to play with something on his ankle yesterday, and it's brave, but it's foolish.
Right.
You know?
He says he came out the private hospital tonight with a protective boot following an assessment he had on a foot injury. It's not clear how severe the problem is. Rangers will assess it in the next 24 to 48 hours. So there you are. So Ryan Jack's got a possible injury, guys.
Shinny's probably done him.
Aye.
Well, by the way, speaking about Shinny, there's a strong story. He's not going to go away, apparently, about Shinny signing a pre-contract with Rangers.
Oh, no for me.
No. I'm saying it's a strong number that it's already signed. A done deal. That's the words they're using. It's apparently come from Rangers media, so it might just be a rumour. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's been a strong rumour for weeks.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, guys. You might not like him on that, but I'll tell you one thing. You can't fault him for heart. He gets torn in even against that other mob and all, that's for sure.
Well, we might not like the idea of Blue Star, we're on agreement. If he pulls on the blue, we'll give him our support, you know.
100%.
So we'll just need to wait to see if that transpires. But I'm a wee bit more concerned about another injury, Ryan Jack. So I wonder how that'll pan out for. I would say that'll be him out for Friday. If he's wearing a protective boot, then it's
do you know, I'm not surprised, mate. It looked to me as if he's went out and started the game, and then he's maybe felt something, and then it's got into his head, and then instead of just saying I'm no fit, that's when
he's carried on.
And he's experienced enough he should have known better, in my opinion. Now, I might be totally wrong, but I just think he never looked fit yesterday.
Yeah.
You were saying that all the time, Mox. You were saying that all the time.
So there you are.
That's speedy.
His game's full of energy in it. That's his game, innit? You know.
Mm-hmm. To be fair to him too, I mean, he has been playing well lately. I mean, he has. Bar yesterday, obviously.
Aye. Well, you can't play well every week, but I just thought he just lacked a bit of energy yesterday. I hope it's nothing too serious, but thanks for the information, GFK.
If he's been carrying an injury, he shouldn't be bloody playing, though. That's
he should have told him. I mean, he could have done something running in the first 5 minutes, but I'm not saying he started, but you never know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? Any good news, GFK?
Aye.
I never won the lottery. That just popped up on my news feed there, and I agree with you. Know, I think we all saw that yesterday. That Ryan Jack wasn't at the races as well as the rest. But if he was carrying an injury, you know, and I know that if we played for the Roseville Rockets many years ago, if you were injured, you didn't tell anybody. Just get in there with a half bottle of Lanlick wine and just go on with it. So.
Can I ask a question on general question on football?
Aye.
Can I ask a general question here? You know the compliance officer. Are they still used for Scottish Cup games?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
It's just the SFA and SPFL user compliance. You know, I know where you're going with that, Bridge, but I don't think it's going to come to anything. The wee flick out by Alfredo, I don't think that's. It kind of died.
Well, can I just say that I watched the Rangers on Sports Scene, the Rangers game, Sports Scene highlights.
How can you watch the BBC after all the things?
Because I wanted to see what they're saying at the end. It's that they two idiots, but it was Scott McDonald and Michael Stewart, and that's what they did during that wee technical bit at the end. And they must have been through every frame of the game, and they picked up a wee flick at Considine, who had been hammering Morelos most of the game, and never said anything else or virtually nothing else about any of the other tackles other than make a small comment, say, well, that could have been or that could have been done. And they never showed. I don't know if anybody's seen. There was a wee snippet on one of the forums at the tail end. They were being interviewed at the end of the game at Easter Road. The BBC were doing. That's where they did it from the pitch side. There was none of your favourite or wee things with the special television and highlight this, highlight that. It was just all talk. That's
Bridgeman, on another show the night they kind of hit on that, and the story that it went for a senior editor, let's say. He turned around and he says, "Oh well, you Rangers fans can't really complain about any more referees because your own manager never came out and said anything about the referee." And I went off my nut simply because Stevie Gerrard, before he even gave Premier Sports the presser last night, his exact words at the start of it were, "I'm not going to start. Don't ask me anything to do with referees. I don't want to talk about the referee." And yet, because he doesn't mention any contentious decisions, he gets slagged for that, for no mentioning a referee. You can't win, can he?
Yeah. You know, our club have come out and put 3, maybe even 4, including the manager's statement, 4 statements out about this bad behaviour and offensive behaviour and sectarianism and all the rest of it. Our club have come out and asked the fans to do the good thing and don't get the club into drag the name down any further. And unfortunately, some of the fans have, shall we say, ignored that. And let's hope that they do abide by what the club would like them to do, at least for a short space in time. Because our club's the only one that's came out and admitted to asked our fans to do things. No other club in this league has asked their fans to do anything. And yet the only thing they talk about sectarianism, and they show Rangers as the only thing they do. So maybe Rangers have made a wee mistake by putting these statements out. I'm just saying that I don't think they did, but it could be, because that's just maybe giving them the nail to hammer into Rangers. That's maybe what they've done, because they've never mentioned that we enter their club in an official capacity. Sorry.
And as you say, none of these other clubs have come out and gave statements.
That's what I'm saying. None of them. Nobody said anything.
Bridgeman, not only that dignified silence that was going on through the Murray years has done nothing for Rangers. Absolutely nothing. Making benign statements like they've made, criticising their own fans, does nothing for Rangers. They should do exactly the same as what the other teams do. They support their supporters, and whatever their supporters do. I mean, personally, we've been singing songs. All this stuff is all designed against the Rangers. Now, when I was young, I sang all these songs, and I still sing these songs without the add-ons and all that sort of stuff. Now, it's a hard thing, because the Billy Boys was the best, for me, was one of the best battle anthems we've had at football. I mean, whenever I heard that going on about Hampden Park, the hairs in the back of my neck were standing up still. So Rangers seem to be downing their supporters a wee bit, shall we say, when other clubs seem to support their supporters and, you know, put their point of view forward. And, you know, whether you like it or no, we're being tarnished here by our own, you know, we've been hoisted by our own petard, I meant to say there, you know, because they're another example, you know, Gerrard no making any comments. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I would like to see Rangers get a wee bit harder with the media. I'd like to see Rangers make a wee bit more hard-hitting comments within the bounds of what the SFA will allow. But you can do that sort of things with innuendo the way the other teams do it, without coming out and saying things. And I think Steven Gerrard's savvy enough for that. I just think on the sort of the wider issue of these songs and what we sing and all that, I think he needs a wee bit of help with that, and I think the club need to do something about it as well. Not just coming out and say that Rangers supporters shouldn't sing these songs, letting the water rush for years and then trying to stop it.
But I think as you said there, Carol, the wider issue here is that if and it looks likely that it could be pushed through the next maybe season or so, maybe before that, the strict liability law. Mm-hmm. You better believe that the strict liability will apply to one club first, and that'll be Rangers.
100%.
And that's the biggest fear. So what I would say to you, I'd appeal to fans to try and stop singing it, because like yourself, I still sing them without the add-ons, and I did sing them for many years with the add-ons. While watching the game yesterday at the start, and it was mentioned in 5 or 6 papers that I read today online, every single one of them reported that whilst the interview was going on at the start of the game, you could clearly hear the Rangers fans singing the Billy Boy song. So they've got it in for us at every tick and turn. So I would say to the guys, anybody even listening to Lobby, I know you might say F you, I'm a proddy and that. If you know me, and most the people, like guys that know me, like Oxyear, know that you'll never get a more loyalist man than myself. And I love to sing my Billy Boy songs, but I think now the time's come before our club gets dragged into it, because they will make an example of one club first, and that'll be Rangers, guys.
I couldn't say it better myself. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I sympathise with what Kyro's saying. I think sometimes we've missed the point where we should have took up the cudgel, but I think some of that, Cairo, in the last few years as well, we've been a hope. I think as we get stronger and stronger as a club, we might pick our battles wisely.
Yeah, you're absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I agree with what Jimmy was saying.
Yeah,
I just think, I just think the, getting made a criminal for singing a song at a Rangers game is absolutely benign when you consider, it's absolutely, the world is turned upside down when you consider there are bigger crimes to be sought in Scotland than somebody singing a song at Ibrox and police having cameras on so they can get lip readers in to find out what they're actually singing. Absolutely ludicrous.
You didn't need lip readers in when the Celtic fans came to Rugby Park. You didn't need lip readers. You knew exactly what they were singing. So yeah, I've still not heard of anybody was arrested yet.
I know, but that's where the difference is as well. Bridgeman, they've got cameras pointing at the fans too. They can pick them out and get them, get the lip readers in, and so that they can say, well, that was the add-on there. You sung that there. I mean, we've got frigging murders and everything going on and all over the place, and it's an absolute nonsense.
I saw an interview, guys. Just the last thing I'm going to say on this. I saw an interview with Gordon Smith, and he was talking about the strict liability. And what he's saying is, if they're going to bring anything like strict liability, or even wanting to get the fans to be arrested or whatever, there's some clubs down in England have brought in a new set of cameras, and it's apparently very good. It's a big investment, so clubs like Rangers and Celtic maybe have to get these cameras in if they're going to try to sort of stamp this out. I don't know if Partick Thistle or any clubs like that can ever afford these things.
Bridgeman, if you can get a camera that can pick up your car at 90 mile an hour going down the motorway, and can read your registration,
yes,
you'll get facial recognition.
Yes, but it means a number of cameras. That's what I mean. The number of cameras it's going to take at the different angles to be able to look across 60 yards and pick it out properly. I'll be happy to see that. Oh,
reach that time of the evening, Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? What a marvellous night. Great discussion after quite a poor performance from us. But we're into the next round of the Cup. So, can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really, really need us. Keep it going.
Well, can I thank yourself, Bridge, Cairo, Fox, JFK, Rudy Bear, and of course, Blue. Blue Star for joining us here in Rangers Radio. Thanks to Old School Blue and Fox for putting the show together. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Heads held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight, fight for time, play the game with the badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's